is a starting receiver, has 21 catches on the year, averaging 22.6 yards per reception. And Chad Fitzsimmons, another wide receiver, he is their top receiver, 34 catches on the year, 524 yards, averaging 15.4 per catch, and he's got 4 touchdowns on the season. But Gadel is yet to throw. It's 1st and 10 from the 14, and the handoff goes to Brandt again, left side. Brandt tries to cut it upfield, and he'll be taken down on a good open field tackle by Demetrius Dixon at the 11-yard line. And if Demetrius didn't make that stop, it was a touchdown.
It was a good shoestring tackle because he was gone if it wasn't for that.
Gain of about 3 yards for Brandt, and so far Brandt is the entire offense for the Winona State Warriors.
Maybe with the weather today, it's a good thing the teams are keeping the ball on the ground.
2nd down and 7, ball marked at the Hawk 11-yard line. Double tight end set again, and 2 wideouts, 1 to either side of the formation. Gadel going to throw this time. Short drop. He'll throw it over the middle. It's deflected, knocked down at about the goal line by Cliff Frugier. On a crossing pattern over the middle, Gadel tried to hit Joe Moore, and right there to knock it down was Cliff Frugier.
Don't think he saw Frugier there, and he did a good job of knocking the ball down, but hit him in the hand, too. Could have been an impossible interception.
3rd down and 7 now. Ball marked at about the Hawk 12-yard line. We initially said it was the 11, but right out at the 12-yard line, just inside it. Moore will split wide to the left along with Fitzsimmons to the right side of the formation, and Brandt's behind Gadel, and they'll give it to Brandt again, and Brandt shakes one tackle, now cuts up field and gets inside the 10, but he's converged upon at about the 7-yard line, and he's going to be shy of a 1st down. And there was a big pancake block leveled on one of the Hawk defenders, or Brandt would have been dropped a couple of yards in the backfield. They had some good surge from the defensive line, but the offensive lineman made a good block on the left side. Well, the Warriors are going to go for it. It's 4th down and 3, ball marked at the Hawk 8-yard line. And they'll go with the full house backfield behind quarterback Jake Gadel. Gadel will give it to Brandt, and Brandt didn't get it. He is stopped at the line of scrimmage. And the Hawks will get it over on downs. And that's tough to tell, John, who made the stop because everybody was there in the brown jerseys.
That was an interesting call to run out of a power formation like that when they had almost full 3 yards to go. There was really no option there to run the ball outside. It was just going to be straight power on power. See if you can stop us, and the Hawks responded.
So the Hawks defense comes up big, and it's been a long time since we've been able to say that. It's now 1st down and 10 for Quincy University at their own 7-yard line. Matt Keppel is the quarterback if you're just joining us. John Dreisbach out with a injured shoulder. Handoff goes to Hiron Owens, and he tries to find room around the left end and will not be able to do it. He's buried at the line of scrimmage as he cuts back upfield and gets back to the 7.
It's be a good shot in the arm for the Hawks defense. Now you need to have the offense keep the ball for a little bit, pick up a couple 1st downs, and give the defense a chance to catch their breath.
Randy Cahooch now will come into the ball game, and Randy was a listed starter today, but Randy is now going to be in on his first play since October the 12th in a game situation. Cahooch out with a hamstring, missed the Kentucky Wesleyan game and the Morehead State game last week. And he's in there in a slot now in a 4 wideout set. Keppel will go from the gun, stands at the goal line, and now a penalty marker will come down. It looks like the 25-second clock expired, and that's indeed the call.
Those are the kind of mistakes you just can't make when you're that far in the shadow of your own goal line.
Well, this will be only a half the distance penalty, but you're right, John. This is going to back them up inside the 5-yard line, back to their own 3. 2nd down and 13 now. Keppel stays in the shotgun formation. He'll stand 5 yards deep in the end zone, gets a high snap, brings it down, and rolls right. Fires it out. It's complete to Manning at the 14-yard line, or rather at the 19-yard line, and Manning is dropped right there, and Marcus should have enough yardage for a Quincy University 1st down, and he does.
It's a good pattern and good play call. They rolled him away from the pressure, and a nice pass put it right on the money.
Manning, of course, started the year at quarterback. That his 6th catch of the year since moving to wide receiver. First was shown in that position in the Kentucky Wesleyan game on October 19th in Owensboro. Shotgun formation again for the Hawks. It's first down and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Scoreless game, 8:18 left to play. Another high snap. Keppel brings it down, and now he unloads upfield to the midfield line, and it's going to be incomplete. Overthrow Josh Breitbach by a couple of yards.
Looked to me like there was a little pushing and shoving there, but official ruled both players, I guess, were going for the ball.
It'll be a second down and 10. Ball resting on the 20-yard line of Quincy University. Dave Mendez has come into the ball game now. Another quarterback converted into a wide receiver just this past week. Mendez, if you remember, suffered a concussion back on October 12th against St. Francis. Now he's back out there as a wide receiver. Keppel going to throw to him, and it's incomplete. Tough to really tell on the right side if he was throwing for Randy Cahooch or Dave Mendez, but either way, it split the two receivers in half and fell harmlessly incomplete, and the Hawks faced with another third and long.
Keppel's made some pretty good throws. That one was right on the money. You're not sure, excuse me, if somebody ran the wrong pattern there. That was a pretty good throw.
Now an official's timeout is being called. Not sure the reason in the stoppage in play here, but the officials have called a momentary break in the action. 8 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. In the first quarter, it's scoreless at Quincy University Stadium.
I believe we had one of the Hawk linemen had some blood showing, and they have to leave the game to get that covered up under the rules.
Keppel from the shotgun on third down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Good snap this time. Rolls right now, looks back left and fires it out. It is incomplete at the 34-yard line on a great defensive play by the Winona State Warriors. That was deflected at the last minute by Mike Masiska.
I don't think Coach Taylor thought that was such a good defensive play. He was hollering for a pass interference call there.
Well, he was in sort of a denial position there in basketball that you see quite often with one hand out, and he just slapped it away, and maybe Coach Taylor feeling he got a little too close to the receiver. It's 4th and 10. Keppel stays on to punt it away. An end-over-end kick sends the Winona State back to his own 40-yard line, and he'll leave it alone, and it rolls inside the 40, inside the 35, and goes out of bounds on the near sidelines right at the 35-yard line, where Winona State will start first down and 10.
Speaking of basketball, the QU Hawks men's team plays an exhibition game, I believe Wednesday night. They open up against Team Reebok.
Well, this weather, John, makes a man want to go inside to watch
it sure does. Although, as I told you earlier, this isn't near as cold as the QU Culver game of last November.
Jake Gadel, a quarterback for Winona State University, leads them out. It's a first down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. They'll fake it to their tailback, Brandt. Now Gadel going to throw, and he's got a man wide open at the 50-yard line. It's caught inside the 45, and down to the 43-yard line goes David Olson. That's the tight end. And he found a wide open seam at about the 50-yard line. And on a first down and 10 play, it'll be a 23-yard pickup from Gadel to Olson. Olson, a big guy too, John, 6'4", 261.
Looked like he could run pretty well too after he caught the ball. He was running away from the Hawk defenders.
First and 10 from the 43. Gadel going to throw. He throws left side. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage, and it'll fall incomplete. Steve Irvin there to get a paw on it for Quincy University, and it'll be second down and 10. Irvin playing today with a sprained knee, so he's a little bit less than 100%. The 6'2", 235 junior from Las Vegas, Nevada. Second down and 10 from the 43 of Quincy University. 7.5 to play in the first quarter. Gadel to throw. Now he gives it on the draw to Brandt. Brandt's got a big hole straight ahead inside the 40, and then it collapses on him at about the 35-yard line. Frugier and Murphy Grant in on the stop. Matt Brandt will pick up about 7 yards, though, and it's going to be a third down and short for Winona State.
Another key third down play coming up. I would think with the ball in the position it is, this is a 2-down situation also to make the 3 yards for first down.
Coming into this game, the Warriors were 40% on the year on third down conversions, 47 of 117. It's third down and a long 2 just inside the Hawk 35, and they'll give it to who else? Matt Brandt. Brandt is going to be stopped about a yard shy of it at the 34-yard line. Bill Waltall, the first to get to him, and he got some help from some other Hawk players, but Waltall responsible for stopping Matt Brandt short of the first down yard marker. And now another decision for head coach Tom Sawyer and the Winona State Warriors. They went for it on fourth down inside the Hawk 10-yard line, and now it looks like they're going to go for it at the Hawk 34. They came into the game 5 of 14 on fourth down conversions and missed one already in this game. Gadel on the draw will give it to Brandt. Brandt is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards for no gain. Jason Colburn, Demetrius Dixon, and Tony Stewart all into the stop for Quincy University, and the Hawks get it over on downs again.
Another good defensive series for the Hawks there, Scott. It could be, with the passing ability of Winona State, there's a pretty brisk wind the direction they're headed in to, and they may find it too tough to try and throw the ball into that wind right now, which is why they're keeping it on the ground.
6 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the first quarter here from Quincy University Stadium, and the Hawks and Warriors are scoreless. The Hawks defense has stopped Winona State on 2 consecutive fourth down tries. Keppel, the quarterback for the Hawks, gives it to Hiron Owens. Big hole, Hiron's over the 40, and he's tripped up at the 45-yard line, or Owens may have been off to the races.
Nice blocking up front by the Hawks offensive lineman.
They will mark Hiron down a little bit further upfield at about the 44-yard line, but Owens still gets 9 yards on first down. It's going to be second down and 1.
His knee kind of hit, and then he kind of bounced, and one official caught that.
Manning and Meyer are split to the right. Zabatka, Colbert, and Breitbach are split to the left. Colbert will go in motion, second down and a yard. Keppel hands it off to Owens, right side. Owens popped at the line of scrimmage, and he'll get his way out close to the 45-yard line with forward progress. He still may be a little shy of the first down, though. We'll see. Well, the officials are going to have to see, too, John. It looks like they're going to call a timeout for a measurement. Owens 9 yards on first down, and now barely a yard on second down, but he's very close to the first down marker.
Hawks' young offensive line's done a pretty good job so far in this game.
Well, we're still in the early goings of this contest, John, but shows you what we know. We kind of expected an offensive shootout coming into this game, and so far it's scoreless.
Well, I wonder how much the win factor has to do with this today, because Winona State, I think, from judging from the statistics we saw coming in, they seem to be more of a pass-oriented team, and they've almost exclusively kept the ball on the ground.
The Hawks are just an inch or two shy of a first down. So it's third down and an inch. Matt Keppel, the Quincy University quarterback, from the spread formation. 4 wideouts. Hiron Owens in the backfield. And Keppel will keep it himself, and he'll have the first down over the 45-yard line, but a penalty marker comes flying in from the near sidelines as the line judge maybe saw something awry.
I think probably Winona State was lined up offsides.
And that is the case. A big break for Quincy University there, as the first down will stand, and a new set of downs for the Hawks with 5:29 left to play in the opening quarter.
It's one of those penalties that drives coaches nuts. There's really no reason. You just look down at the nose of the football. There's no reason to be lined up offsides.
Well, the Hawks will take the penalty, which gives them a little bit more yardage than Matt Keppel's quarterback sneak. And the ball will be worked out to the 50-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10, Quincy University. Keppel now calls the signals. rolls right now, tries to have to avoid a rush, and he's not going to do it. He's going to be slung down way back inside the 40-yard line, and there were a couple of guys to him on the play for Winona State. Looked like Rob Hendrickson, the nose guard, the first to get to him. There is a penalty marker down at about the 42-yard line, and it's against Quincy University. A holding call will be, of course, declined.
Well, just when we said something good about the offensive line, they get their quarterback sacked and get a holding penalty on the same play.
Well, John, we mentioned in the pregame show that Jim Wan, really the only upper-class offensive lineman for Quincy University, was knocked out, and he's got a torn ACL back in the Kentucky Wesleyan game. So that is forcing the Hawks to go with 4 freshmen up front and a sophomore. So it's a very inexperienced line. But to be as inexperienced as they are, they have shown some flashes of brilliance during this season.
I think Coach Taylor feels if he can keep this young line and it develops and grows together, in a couple of years, they're going to be a force.
Second down and 22 from their own 38-yard line for the Hawks now. Play action. Keppel sets up in the pocket, throws it up the near sidelines. Incomplete. He overthrew Dave Mendez, the intended receiver. And Mendez was well covered on the play.
He was being covered by number 29, Hutchinson.
The other thing in the past, Coach Taylor sometimes liked to dip into his bag of tricks, and with all the quarterbacks he's got on the field right now, you never know what might come up, especially it's getting near the end of the first quarter here with the wind at your back.
It's third down and 22 from the 38-yard line. Hawks will have 3 wideouts to the right. Trips formation. Keppel rolls that way. Under a rush, he throws it over the middle. It's caught by Mendez at the 48-yard line, but Mendez had to leave his feet to catch the football, and so he's going to be marked down right there. Nowhere to run. It's about a 10-yard gain, but it's well short of a first down, and Keppel will have to punt it away for the 3rd time today. And after this punt, John, this is going to equal his total kicks on the year. He came into the game with only 3 punts, and those were all last week. Keppel to punt it from inside his own 40. It's an end-over-end kick, fielded at the 25 and fumbled. The ball is loose, but it goes out of bounds off the near sidelines, and it will belong to Winona State.
Winona State got a break there, and the fumbled ball was knocked out of bounds, so they'll take over.
Ken Fry, one of the backs back there returning the kicks along with Carson Walsh.
Well, so much for our shootout theory so far, huh?
Yeah, late in the first quarter, and we are still scoreless. Winona State will start their 3rd offensive possession. Their last 2 ended on failed 4th down conversion attempts. Gadel under center with 1 back in the backfield, and that, of course, is Matt Brandt, and he will get a fake to him, and Gadel going to roll left and has plenty of time to throw. He throws over the middle to the left side. It's complete at the 42 over midfield, inside the 45, and down inside the 40-yard line goes the receiver. Making the catch was Jake Jansky. And how about the time that Gadel was allowed? A devastating block put on Steve Irvin as he looked like he was about to reach Gadel, but at the last minute, Irvin was leveled.
That block was by Andy Carr, the center, who's listed at 5'10" and 280 pounds.
First down and 10, ball marked at the Quincy University 42-yard line now. Gadel under center and Brandt in the backfield, 2 wideouts, and play action to Brandt. Rolling right is Gadel, and he wants it all, and he's got a man down there. It's complete at the 5, touchdown, Winona State. Joe Moore with the reception, his 3rd touchdown of the year. Breaks the scoreless drought.
Well, that last 2 plays kind of looked more like what we were expecting out of this offense. You wonder if they set those runs up early in order to come back with these 2 play actions and bang, 2 plays and touchdown.
This is number 12, Scott Smelzy.
Now Scott Smelzy will come on to attempt the point after. A little bit of a trouble getting the snap down, but they do, and Smelzy puts the kick through the uprights. Good. So the scoreless game is broken. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and our score, Winona State 7, Quincy University nothing. This is Hawk football on Sports Radio WGEM.
Where did they start that drive? Where was the first play? 2 plays, 74 yards, 20 seconds. So that's 2 plays, 74 yards, 20 seconds.
Scott Emmett and John Potts welcoming you back to Quincy University Stadium after both offenses really kind of sluggish to start off this football game. The sluggishness was come out of in a big way by Winona State University. A 2-play 74-yard drive that covers only 20 seconds. And now the kickoff. Grant fields it inside his own 15, brings it back up over the 20, the 25. Grant over the 30, the 35, still out in front over the 40. And Murphy Grant finally drugged down at the 45-yard line.
Nice return by Murphy Grant. He
Grant
almost broke that again, and then there was a flag on it.
Yeah, there's a penalty marker down about where Grant went down. And we'll wait and see on this call. But Murphy Grant, we talked to Coach Taylor in the pregame conversation about this, how he has come on strong, and it is a face mask against Winona State University, which will move the football 5 yards up to midfield, and the Hawks will start only having to cover half of the football field to get into the end zone. Grant coming into this game with an average of 26.5 per kickoff return, and he adds to that average with about a 35-yard return there. Keppel under center from midfield. It's first down and 10. Play action. He'll throw right side towards the sidelines. Incomplete. Intended to get it to Marcus Manning, and it was well overthrown. Second down and 10 from the 50-yard line. About a 33-yard return by Murphy Grant on that kickoff. A little bit above his average. He does have a 54-yard return. That was last week against Morehead State. It's second down and 10 from the 50-yard line for Keppel and the Hawks. Hands it off to Owens straight ahead, and Owens gets a couple of yards.
This is an important drive here for the Hawks, Scott. They got a good return after the touchdown on the kickoff, and now you only got to go half the field, but they've only managed to pick up 2 yards in the first 2 plays. Another big third down for them.
Keppel will bring the play in from the sidelines. Play clock is down to 8 before Keppel gets under center. Got to keep an eye on that. Keppel may not be watching it. It's down to 3, down to 2, and they get the snap off. Keppel going to throw. He rolls left, and he is leveled at the 43-yard line and dropped. A big-time smash put on him by Mike Greengard. A 6'1", 250-pound junior from Maplewood, Minnesota, just laid it to the QU quarterback.
Beat his blocker and came inside, and Keppel didn't even see him, had no chance to get rid of the ball.
It's a loss of 10 on the play, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 18, and Keppel, after getting banged to the grass on a cold afternoon, has to get back up and get set to punt it away for his 4th punt of the afternoon. Heavy rush. Winona State was coming after it. Keppel gets off a very high, nice-looking kick, but it's short. Fielded at the 34-yard line and then hammered down at the 45.
Good coverage by the Hawks on punt.
Joe Moore, the return man, the man that just caught the 42-yard touchdown pass a moment ago.
He'd probably been better off calling for a fair catch on that one.
So Winona State will start again on offense. They only needed 2 plays and 20 seconds to get in the end zone a moment ago. First and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Gadel is the quarterback, and he fakes it on the delay. Now he wants to throw under a heavy rush, puts it up for grabs, and it's caught at the 48-yard line on a sliding catch by Chad Fitzsimmons. It's a pickup of 13 yards, and it'll be a first down.
Fitzsimmons did a nice job of coming back to get that ball because it was a tad bit underthrown because he was throwing off his back foot.
Well, Fitzsimmons is used to hook sliding. He's a baseball player in high school, he was. Two-sport athlete. Just caught his 35th of the year. Gadel gives it on the draw on 1st and 10 from the 48, and Brandt gets over midfield and finds his way down to the 49-yard line. A penalty marker comes flying in again, and this one will be against the Warriors. A holding call will back them up. Meantime, Winona State has an injured player down right about where the tackle was made on Brandt. And the training staff will come on to attend to the fallen Warrior. With 1:19 left to play in the first quarter, it's 7-0 Winona State. We'll pause. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio, WGEM. My hands are so frozen I can't even hardly write.
I almost didn't bring gloves. I'm glad I did.
Hey, what were you trying to tell me? It's a first down over again, first at about 22, and Gadel going to throw, and he throws it complete out to midfield to Joe Moore, and Moore gets it down to the 48-yard line of Quincy University. He got all of the holding penalty back and then some, John, and now from first at about 23, it turns into a 2nd down and 6.
And also on about the last 6 or 7 Warrior plays, if you noticed how wide open the receivers are running through the Hawk secondary.
2nd down and about 6. Ball marked at the 48-yard line of QU. Gadel will drop straight back into the pocket. He's hit as he throws it, and it will sail out of bounds across the way. A big-time hit levied on Gadel by Shane Widmer, the defensive lineman for Quincy University. Boy, and it's too bad, John, that Widmer did not get a hold of Gadel, because if Widmer would have dropped Gadel for a sack, he would have become the all-time leading Quincy University sack artist. He needs just one to accomplish that feat in his senior year out of Shelby, Missouri.
He's been a good, solid player for the Hawks.
But the Hawks will take an incompletion with 21 seconds left in the first quarter. They need a stop on 3rd down and 6 from the 48-yard line. Gadel wants to throw. Again, a heavy rush. He throws it up for grabs, and it's picked off by Murphy Grant at the 35. Grant races back up the midfield, and he'll be taken down at the 49-yard line of Winona State. Well, Coach Taylor told me as the penalty marker came down towards the tail end of that play, but John, Coach Taylor told me following the taping of our pregame conversation that Gadel has been susceptible to throwing a few interceptions this year. We need to get some pressure on him to force him to make some mistakes, and that's indeed what they did on that occasion, and Gadel just threw an interception for the 12th time in 1996.
Well, the last 2 plays, the Hawks got good pressure on him. I think he fooled him the first couple times on the 2-yard TD drive, or the 2-play TD drive with the play action. Now the Hawks aren't biting on that, and they're just coming.
Well, Grant still gets credit for the interception. However, that return is going to be wiped out as there was a penalty marker down, and an illegal use of the hands penalty is called against the Hawks on the return. So this will back them up to the 37-yard line, their own. But they still get possession of the football. They've got a 1st down and 10 there. Now we'll try to wake up the offense. The defense has played pretty good with the exception of that one miscue on the touchdown play. With 12 seconds left in the quarter, Keppel hands it off on the draw to Crabtree. He's over the 40, and Chris Crabtree will work his way out to the 43-yard line. On the final play of the first quarter, the Hawks, when they open up second quarter play, will have a 2nd down and 5 from their own 43. The score, Winona State 7, Quincy University nothing. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM.
behind the Booster Club concession stand located at the north end of QU Stadium. Reminder, souvenir Hawks t-shirts, hats, yearbooks, and tickets are on sale at QU Stadium this afternoon. Attention Hawk fans, it's time for our first game program. Sports Best Bag Giveaway, sponsored by Boulder Bank, McDonald's, Pepsi Cola, Prairie Farms, and WGEM. If you have number 302 on the front of your game program, number 302, please report to the press box to claim your Sports Best Bag. Once again, that winning program number is 302, number 302.
Murphy Grant's fourth interception in 1996 gives Quincy University the football back. And now following a 5-yard run on the final play of the first quarter, they're faced with a 2nd down and 5 from their own 43-yard line. Second quarter action now from QU Stadium. 7-0 Warriors. Keppel to throw. Throws it left side. Completed the 49 to Josh Breitbach. And Breitbach thrown down at the 46-yard line of Winona State University. It'll be good enough to move the sticks. 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
And Breitbach's got a game and 3 more quarters, catch 1 more touchdown pass, and he'll hold every QU receiving record there is.
Came into this contest with 123 career catches, 20 career touchdowns. First down and 10 from the 46 of Winona State, and Keppel will go from the gun. High snap again. Keppel sets up in a deep pocket, now steps up and throws it left side, incomplete. He was looking for Josh Breitbach again, but overthrew him by a tad and threw it behind him a tad. It's 2nd down and 10.
Pretty good coverage on that play also by the Warriors cornerback.
Well, the Hawks defense has been the story of this game so far. Down 7-0, true, but they have stopped the Warrior defense 2 times on 4th down and once forced an interception. Keppel from the gun on 2nd down and 10. Good snap this time. Sets up deep in the pocket, flicks a screen pass to Crabtree, and it's incomplete. Well, this has been the story for Quincy University's offense all year. They get something productive on one occasion, John, and then they slip back into the incompletion mode.
Yeah, and that leaves you, once again, we're 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. That's about 4th or 5th 3rd down situation today.
It's 3rd and 10 from the 46 of Winona State. 4-man front for the Warriors. Keppel, a deep shotgun, about an 8-yard drop in the pocket. Now he sets up, steps up, and now tucks it. He wants to run with it, gets over the 45, and now he's going to be dropped and bumped out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Only about 3 yards on the play. It'll be 4th down, and the Hawks will have to punt it again. Hawks are keeping bread and butter back Matt Brandt in check so far in this contest as first quarter statistics start to roll in. Brandt with 9 carries for 25 yards. That's only a 2.8 yards per carry average. Keppel to throw from, or rather to punt from his own 45-yard line, sends an end-over-end kick that angles towards the sidelines, and it'll drop out of bounds at the 15-yard line. They'll mark it out as the official continues to walk upfield. Now he'll stop at the 18. That's where Winona State will start 1st down and 10. Brandt came into this game, John, with a 6.2 yards per carry average, so we're holding him in check so far.
Well, the Hawks have done a pretty good job on the run defense. In the first quarter, they gave up 37 yards on the ground. They also gave up 127 through the air, but 72 of those came on those 2 plays in the scoring drive.
I formation now for the Warriors. Gadel going to throw out of it, and he throws it on a slant over the middle. It's incomplete. Murphy Grant with excellent coverage on the play. Jake Jansky was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down and 10.
Murphy Grant's been a pretty busy player so far today. With interception, fine kickoff return, now he makes another good defensive play.
Well, Grant has been busy all year, John. Came into this game with 62 tackles. That's first on the team, 46 of those unassisted. And he just, of course, made, as you mentioned, the interception. That was his 4th of the year. And he's been coming on strong with kickoff returns. Gadel on a short drop, throws it over the middle, picked off again by Grant at the 22, back up over the 20, the 15, the 10, 5, and he's inside the 5, down close to the goal line.
Well, now he's just almost run an interception back for a touchdown. He's been really giving the Hawks a lift today.
Speak of the devil, and the devil appears. Grant, his 5th interception on the year. That becomes his 10th career INT for the Hawks.
You know, and I think he got about as close to not being able to score as you can possibly get. Because that ball's sitting right on the goal line.
1st and goal from the goal line. Well, John, believe it or not, Grant has never scored a touchdown.
Well, he's going to remember that one. That's about as close as you can get.
Never scored a touchdown in his Hawk football career. Keppel will keep it. Touchdown, Quincy University.
Well, you can credit that touchdown all the way to Murphy Grant. He knocked down the pass on 1st down. Then he came back with the interception, took it down to about the 1-inch mark. And then the Hawks get the touchdown there. Now they go for the tying extra point. That's a big lift for this team.
And Abe Crum will come on to attempt the point after. He replaced Mike Lawton in the PAT duties last week against Morehead State and was 2 for 2 in the conversion tries. Norm Meyer is holding. Gets the snap down and the kick on the way, and it is good. With 14:06 left to play until halftime. Our score now reads Winona State 7, Quincy University 7. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Whew. Well, the Hawks have tied this football game up at 7 thanks to Murphy Grant. An interception returned down to the goal line, set up Matt Keppel, and a plunge over the top of the offensive line for the first touchdown of the game for Quincy University. And Matt Keppel, although he has not thrown a touchdown pass this year, has 3 rushing touchdowns following that one. And now the kickoff fielded at the 10, brought back up over the 15, the 20, over the 25, and out to the 30-yard line goes Kewan Simon. Looks like that Winona State has put a different return man in there on every kickoff.
Scott, you got to like the way the Hawks have come out and responded today. You're kind of wondering after last week, and Coach Taylor, I imagine, put them through a pretty rigorous practice this week, and they've answered the bell today.
Well, the defense is what I'm impressed with. They have definitely come out a little bit more inspired than they did a week ago. It's 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the 31-yard line. Gadel hands it off to a new tailback in the ball game, and he is ripped down at the 34-yard line. Gain of about 3. Cliff Rouget came in on the play and took Trevor Narum's head off. A gain of only a couple.
You can see this defense gaining a little more confidence, too, can't you, out there with...
Well, they'll give Narum about 4 yards, actually, on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Ball marked right on their own 35-yard line. Gadel going to throw a quick drop. He pumps once and now lofts it up top to nobody. Grant nearly had an opportunity to take his 3rd interception in on the day. That pass was intended for Chad Fitzsimmons, but was overthrown by a good 5 yards, and Grant couldn't get turned around on the ball, John, or he would have had his 3rd interception.
He could have had a hat trick here with 13 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
Speaking of hat tricks, a reminder that on our AM station, AM 1440, the Quincy University Hawks soccer team is in the semifinal round of the GLVC soccer tournament, taking on Wisconsin Parkside. Eric Irvin has the play-by-play, and we'll give you an update updated score at halftime on that one. Meantime, Winona State wants a timeout with 13-17 left to play in the first half. The Warriors faced with a 3rd down and 6 from their own 35-yard line. Tie game, 7-7. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Hey, Jeff, when you get a chance, can you run in there and ask Kevin what the soccer score is? Do what? Okay.
Don't forget, members of the QU Lady Hawk basketball team are conducting a 50-50 drawing this afternoon. Today's winner will be announced at halftime. Purchase your ticket from a Lady Hawk player to have a chance to win today's cash prize.
Scott Inman, John Potts welcoming you back to Quincy University Stadium. A very cold Saturday afternoon for NCAA college football. The Hawks and the Warriors of Winona State tied at 7 early in the second quarter. It's a 3rd down and 6 play coming up from their own 35-yard line for the Warriors. Gadel under center works from an I formation. Drops straight back into the pocket and unloads over the middle, complete to Moore at the 48-yard line, and Moore down inside the 45. Dropped at the 42 as he got between Chris Bailey and Steve Drexler. Drexler had to bring him down, or it would have been another 6 for Moore. A 22-yard play. And Winona State has a 1st down and 10 from the Hawk 43-yard line. Backs are offset in the I. And Gadel drops straight back into the pocket, flicks a little screen out, complete at the 41, inside the 40, up the far sidelines, 35-30, and down to the 25-yard line goes Ty Warner.
So well-developed screen pass by the Warriors. Just got the ball out in the flat, had some good blocking out on the left side. About a 20-yard gain.
Officially, we'll go with an 18-yard pickup on the play. And on 2 straight plays here since the timeout, Winona State has found some offensive firepower. And now they've got a 1st down and 10 play coming up from the Quincy University 25-yard line. I formation again. Gadel drops back and rolls right, throws it out on the flat, complete at the 19-yard line to Moore, and Moore cuts up field, and he'll be stopped at about the 17-yard line.
Pass complete to number 6, Joe Moore. He was tackled by number 4, Murphy Moran.
Pickup of about 6 yards on the play. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line of Quincy University. It'll be 2nd down and really about 3 for Gadel and the Warriors. Gadel gives it on the draw, and the tailback's got a big hole. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, and Trevor Narum trips up under his own power, or he had an easy 6 points. They'll mark him down at the 4-yard line. He has a 1st down, though, and it's 1st down and goal for Winona State.
Hawks got a break there. That should have been a touchdown, but Narum stumbled under his own power heading into the end zone.
Well, Narum found the hole very nicely. You got to wonder where Matt Brandt is, whether he has maybe injured himself or has just not been put in the ball game right now. 1st down and goal from the 4 now. I formation again. The handoff to Narum, and he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, but still finds a head of steam and leans towards the goal line, but he's turned away less than a yard away from pay dirt as Cliff Frugier and Shane Widmer came up to drive him backwards. It'll be 2nd down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. The official word is Matt Brandt did indeed injure himself at the end of the 1st quarter. Handoff, Narum, touchdown, Winona State. But Narrum is coming in and picking up the pieces, replacing Brandt pretty nicely so far, John, and Winona State takes the lead back.
Just a straight dive play behind the left guard, left tackle, and touchdown.
Kicking the extra point for the Warriors is number 12, Scott Schmelze.
Scott Schmelze will come on again to try his second PAT of the afternoon. Snapping the holder down, low kick, but it's good. 10:41 left to play in the half, and Winona State back out in front. They're on top of Quincy 14-7. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Winona State back out in front now as they regain the lead. They're on top of QU 14-7. 10 minutes and 41 seconds left to play in the first half. This game got started scoring-wise with 3.5 left in the first period when Jake Gadel tossed a 42-yard touchdown pass to Joe Moore. A two-play 74-yard drive that only covered 20 seconds made it 7-0 Winona State. Quincy University's offense was helped out by their defense when Murphy Grant picked off his second pass of the afternoon and took it down close to the goal line. Matt Keppel would lay it in from inside a yard to tie the game up at 7. And now the kickoff fumbled by Longacre, but he picks it up at the 15, brings it back up over the 20, the 25, and Longacre makes his way out to the 32-yard line, and the Hawks will start their 1st and 10. That last drive that gave Winona State the lead back ended on a 1-yard run by Trevor Narrum. It was an 8-play, 69-yard drive. Still early in this second quarter as a game that was moving along pretty fast-paced and scoreless through most of the first quarter has now slowed down and become a little bit more lively at the same time.
A lot more passes.
1st down and 10 for Quincy University. Ball marked at the 31-yard line. Handoff goes to Owens. Bangs his way out over the 35-yard line. And Owens turned back at about the 36. He'll get about 5 yards on 1st down.
Personally, on a day like this, I'd kind of like to see the ground game.
Owens has done a nice job on the ground game. At the end of the first quarter, 6 carries, only 15 yards, but he's had a couple of good gains in the second quarter. And now he leaves the Hawks with a 2nd down and a short 5 from their own 36-yard line. Keppel under center, gives it on the draw. This time it's Crabtree in the ball game. Crabtree turns it up left side, gets over the 35, and then Crabtree is knocked down at the 37-yard line. All sorts of Warriors there on the play. First man to him was Mac Trennan. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 now. Quincy University trying to sustain some sort of drive here, John, to keep that Hawk defense off the field. Obviously, they were starting to get a little bit tired maybe on that last series. It's 3rd down and about 3. Keppel to throw for it. Swings it out left side. Complete at the 46-yard line to Josh Breitbach, and that'll be enough for a Hawk 1st down.
You're right. The Hawks offense needed that, and see if we can get going, get a drive here, you know, other than the one scoring drive, which was set up by the interception return. The offense really hadn't done too much today.
Good play selection there to look towards Breitbach and choose his number. The senior from Dubuque, Iowa, has led this team, or is leading this team in receptions now. He's surpassed Randy Cahooch this afternoon. Keppel drops back to throw, unloads up the near sidelines. He's got Breitbach, and Breitbach hauls it in at the 34-yard line, knocked out of bounds at the 33 of Winona State.
Nice catch by Breitbach. He went up high to get it because it was a tad overthrown. He knew he was going to get hit, but he also had to make sure he got the 1 foot in bounds, which he did.
And the Hawks go to Breitbach for 2 receptions in a row. And now they're set up 1st down and 10 at the 33 of the Warriors. 8:47 left in the half. Sabatka Colbert goes in motion across the left side of the formation. Handoff Crabtree. Sweep left side. Crabtree finds close to the 30-yard line. Runs out of bounds there. They'll mark him down at the 31. Only a couple of yards for Crabtree.
Well, the offense is putting a nice little drive together here. Now's when you don't want to have some sort of penalty.
Josh Breitbach will come out to the left side of the formation. Norm Meyer in a slot there as well. Manning goes to the right. And play action to Crabtree. Rolling left is Keppel, and he'll toss it up wide. Opens Meyer. Meyer bobbles it, then receives it in the end zone for the Hawk touchdown. A 31-yard touchdown pass from Matt Keppel to Norm Meyer, and the Hawks are a PAT away from tying it up again.
That was a nice throw and a nice bobbling catch by Norm Meyer. He held on to it as he rolled on his back in the end zone.
Just the 6th catch of the year for Norm Meyer, but talk about productivity. He's got 2 touchdowns in those 6 catches. And now Abe Crum back out on for another point after. Snap in the holder down. The kick is through the uprights. With 8:36 left to play until halftime, we are all knotted at 14. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Scott Inman and John Potts welcoming you back here to Quincy University Stadium. The Hawks fell behind 7-0, came back, tied it up at 7. Fell behind 14-7, and now they've come back to knot it up at 14 apiece, and did it very quickly here this last time. It took them only a minute and 58 seconds to drive down the field 69 yards in 6 plays and punch it into the end zone, ending on a 31-yard touchdown pass from Keppel to Meyer. A rolling kick that's nubbed up the middle, and it'll be fielded by an up back at the 35. He brings it up to the 45-yard line. And Winona State will start 1st and 10 right there.
Oh, it was probably one of the Hawks' best offensive drives of the season, and achieved a couple things. First, it kind of got the offense on track. He got the points, and it gave the defense a chance to catch their breath, too.
Line of scrimmage will be the 46-yard line. Winona State will have the backs 2 in the backfield, offset in the eye. Gadel, play action, rolls right. Now on his back foot, lofts it up, complete to the tight end at the 41. Down to the 36 goes Olsen. Olsen just finds a way to get open. It's hard to think that a 6'4", 261 guy could get open in the middle of the field, but he managed to do it. And Gadel, you got to be impressed with his athleticism, because on several occasions he's been under a little bit of a rush, John, and has laid back on his back foot and kind of off balance threw one into the hands and placed it perfectly.
Well, they've had a lot of success with that play action rollout and then throwing it across the middle of the field.
1st down and 10 from the 36 of the Hawks. Gadel on the delay gives it to Narum again. Narum turns it right side, spins off one tackler at the 30, and then gets his way down to the 25-yard line.
Scott, I think our offensive shootout is about starting to materialize now.
Well, on 1st and 10, Narum gets a modest 11 yards and moves the sticks again. They have not officially moved them, but I thought I saw one official make the indication. Yeah, there they go. 1st and 10 for Winona State. Nose of the football just missing the 25-yard line. Now the officials are going to call a timeout. Actually, Quincy University has called the timeout. So with a pause in the action, we'll pause as well. 7:49 left until halftime. Our score, Winona State 14, Quincy University 14. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio, WGEM. Yes, sir.
That's all right. Jeff, did you get a score? Sir? 0-0 in the first half still? What?
7 minutes and 49 seconds left to play in the second quarter here at Quincy University Stadium. A score to pass along still in the first half at Lewis University in the GLVC soccer tournament. And there is no score between Quincy University and Wisconsin Parkside. That game going on WGEM AM 1440. Eric Irvin bringing you the play-by-play. Tie game here at Quincy University Stadium as well, but it's 14-14 instead of no score. It's 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line for Winona State. Gadel under center. Will roll to his left, step up in the pocket, avoid one rusher, now avoid another and throw it away. And Quincy University and the fans here at QU Stadium want intentional grounding. There wasn't a receiver very close to Gadel. Gadel with some good agility there. We talked about his athleticism a moment ago, but he got away from Bill Waltall and then slipped by Dwayne Sharp at the last minute to throw it away.
I think Coach Taylor's got a very good point there. At least I didn't see a white-shirted receiver anywhere near that pass.
And Coach Taylor is giving the linesman an earful. 2nd down and 10, ball marked to the 25-yard line. Gadel with a short drop, and he's going to throw it on the fade towards the end zone. It's deflected up into the air and falls incomplete. On the far sidelines, he was looking for more, but a good defensive job by Demetrius Dixon on the play for the Hawks. And it's 3rd down and 10. Demetrius, another one of those conversion players, I guess we could call it, for Coach Ron Taylor. A player that started on one position at the beginning of the year and has moved to another. He's gone from starting tailback in this Hawk offense to now a starting defensive back. 3rd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Play action into the pocket with a deep drop now. Gadel going to loft it up into the end zone again, and he's got a man. And let's see, was it caught? Still no indication. Touchdown, Winona State. I don't know what the official was waiting for. It looked like Chad Fitzsimmons had definitely wrapped it up. And a 25-yard touchdown pass from Gadel to Fitzsimmons has Winona State back out in front.
Looks like Jason Coburn, the Hawk cornerback, both players had the ball. The official ruled touchdown.
And now Smelzy rather, back out on to attempt the PAT. And the PAT is blocked. Ball is still live back there in the back of the end zone. Cliff Rouget will pick it up and then he'll be taken down. So with 7:29 left to play until halftime, a missed extra point sets the score at 20-14. Winona State in front. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Gadel too.
That's a terrible call, ref.
A 5-play, 54-yard drive ends in a 25-yard touchdown pass from Jake Gadel to Chad Fitzsimmons. And with 7 minutes and 29 seconds left to play until halftime, the lead again belongs to Winona State. But John Potts, that missed extra point may become pretty big. The way this game's going.
You know, there was also the potential there. We'll get back to it after this kickoff.
Kickoff is a low one fielded by Berry, who takes it at the 29 up over the 30, and Darrell Berry will be driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Boy, nice agility shown that time by Berry in fielding the kick.
You know, on that blocked extra point where that ball was rolling in the end zone, Cliff Rouget, had he picked that up cleanly on the bounce, it looked like over here on the near side of the field in college football, you can run that block extra point back for 2 points. And it looked like the Winona State players were kind of all gathered in the middle and had kind of stopped after the kick was blocked. So had he picked that up on the hop, you kind of wonder.
It's a good point. First down and 10 now for Quincy University at their own 36-yard line. Keppel to throw, short drop into the pocket, and he unloads to the right side. It's incomplete. Misfire trying to get it to Marcus Manning. Keppel had some time that time, but still was unable to hit Manning between the letters. And it'll be second down and 10. If you're just tuning in this afternoon, Keppel became the starting quarterback. John Dreisbach scratched at the last moment. He's got a sore right elbow. And Keppel under center, hands it off on the draw to Hiron Owens, and he goes to the short side of the field, doesn't have any room, so he reverses direction and now cuts up the middle of the field and gets out to the 38-yard line. Hiron ran a long ways to get 2 yards.
Now the Hawks faced with another 3rd and long, about 3rd and 8, and they converted a big one on that last time they had the ball and scored the touchdown on that series.
Third down and 8 from their own 38-yard line. 2 wideouts to both sides of the formation. Keppel will go from the gun. Gets a good snap. Heavy rush put on him. Now he tries to roll left and get out of it. Tries to stiff arm a guy, and now he's going to be taken down way back at the 25-yard line as Winona State brought everybody and their grandma. John Busowitz brought Keppel down. He'll get credit for the sack, and the Hawks will have to punt. Busowitz is 6'3", 212 freshman, outside linebacker from Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. Keppel will stand at about his own 13-yard line, getting set to kick it away. And again, a rush put on by Winona State. Keppel gets an end-over-end kick, though, that'll be fair caught at the 39-yard line by Ken Fry. And the Warriors get it back, leading 20-14 with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left to play in the first half. Quincy University fans have to just kind of hold their breath, John, when Winona State gets the football.
Well, it seems like Winona, they've had 3 really good offensive series when they've scored, and then they've had about 5 or 6 other ones that were not so good.
They've got a 1st and 10 now from their own 39-yard line. Gadel, the quarterback, gives it on the draw to Trevor Narum, and he'll turn the sweep outside left side and take it out to the 45-yard line and then be ridden down at the 47 by Cliff Rouget. Rouget having a great football game today. He's been almost in on every other stop, it seemed like. Came in with 45 tackles on the year.
This is an important defensive series for the Hawks here with just a tad over 5 minutes left in the first half, down by 6. Be nice to come up with a stop here to get your offensive ball back for the final possession of the half.
Narum got 8. It's second down and 2 from the 47-yard line. Clock down to 5:20 left to play until halftime. Plenty of time for the Warrior offense. On the draw, here's Narum. Narum nothing. Narum looked like he ran into a blocker at the offensive line, and then Tony Stewart kind of cleaned house and came through there and took him down for no gain.
How many 3rd down plays have we seen already today in the first half? Seems like there must have been about 10 or 12 already.
3rd down and 2. Ball marked at their own 47-yard line for Winona State University. Gato will fake the draw, and now he's going to roll right, look to throw, and he'll loft it up incomplete, looking for his tight end Olson again. And that's the first time his tight end has failed him. Olson has caught 2 in the ball game, 14 on the year, but that time it went off his fingertips and fell harmlessly incomplete. Now for the first time, John, in the ball game, Winona State will not go for a 4th down play. They're 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions, and this time they'll punt it. And a terrible kick. Now I'm starting to see why maybe they go for it on 4th down. It does get a good warrior roll inside the 25, and it'll be blown dead at the 22-yard line. But they are working with a backup kicker today. Ryan Schneider is the kicker, is the punter rather, for Winona State University, because Travis Walsh, who is normally the punter, is out with a concussion. That may have played into some of their reasoning and why they went for 4th down 2 times in a row. Obviously, one time they were inside the Hawk 10, though.
On that situation here late in the half with the lead, that's probably the good play, was to go ahead and kick it. You'd like to have gotten maybe a little better punt than that.
First down and 10 for Quincy University now as they get the football back, trailing 20-14, 4:26 left to play in the first half. Keppel on play action will go down under a rush again, back inside the 15 at the 13-yard line, taken down by Mac Trinan. And the offensive line is starting to slack up a little bit.
On that play there, obviously was going to be some sort of long pass play too, because all 4 receivers were 25 to 30 yards downfield unless somebody ran a route they weren't supposed to run.
It's about a 10-yard loss on the sack. Takes the football back to the 14-yard line. 2nd down and 20, 3:45 left in the half. Shotgun formation for Keppel, and the snap sails over his head. Keppel will have to try to run it down, and it is somehow deflected out of the back of the end zone, and that's going to result in a safety. And believe it or not, that was fortunate for Quincy University. Keppel never did fall on it. He tried to pick it up to do something with it, and then as he was hit by a couple of defenders for Winona State who were coming in trying to get it as well, the ball just popped off somebody and bounced out of bounds out of the back of the end zone. So it results in a safety with 3:34 left to play in the first half. Our score, Winona State 22 and Quincy University 14. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Scott Inman, John Potts back at Quincy University Stadium. The Hawks yielding a safety just moments ago on an errant long snap out of the shotgun formation. Keppel couldn't run it down. It got kicked out of the back of the end zone. And now, unfortunately, not only do they have to give 2 more points to Winona State, but they have to give the football back to the Warrior offense. Hawks will get a free kick from the 20-yard line. It'll be a punt, and a high kick will be caught at the 34 by Moore. He'll bring it back over to the 35, the 40, shakes one tackler, gets to the 45, shakes another, and gets out to the 48-yard line.
Kickoff was returned by number 6, Joe Moore.
Man that made that punt, John, number 45, and we don't have a number 45 on our roster. Ball will be marked at the 48-yard line. First down and 10 for Winona State, leading 22-14, 3:24 left until halftime. Play action. Gadel stumbles, sets up in the pocket now, unloads upfield, got a man, but it's incomplete. Splitting the seam of the defense was Chad Fitzsimmons, but it went off his fingertips and fell incomplete.
He was open. That was a good play, good throw. Been a tough catch.
2nd down and 10 now for the Warriors. Meantime, John Dreisbach, who has not played in this football game as of yet, nursing a sore right elbow on his, of course, his throwing arm, is warming up on the Hawks sidelines. 2nd down and 10 on the draw. Here's the give to Narum, and Narum runs into a brick wall at midfield. Nothing doing for Trevor Narum. Tony Stewart right there, Steve Irvin right there, Cliff Frugier right there. Coach Ron Taylor may be looking to insert John Dreisbach into the lineup at the next series as he's got his young QB warming up his arm on the sidelines. 2-yard gain on the last run by Trevor Narum. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And an official's timeout is called. Well, you see it in baseball sometimes, John, where the pitcher requests a new baseball, but somebody must have requested a new football. They swap out footballs.
It's not like the seams on it.
3rd down and 8 now from the 50-yard line. Gadel play action. Slips by Widmer, who had a heavy rush put on. Now throws it. It's deflected and then will fall incomplete. Steve Irvin deflected it, and it'll be 4th down. And how about Widmer again right there breaking through the line, had a chance at a sack.
Came close to that record-setting sack. I think he'll get it before the day's over. Hawks have been applying pretty good pressure on the quarterback.
From midfield now, the Warriors will punt. Ryan Snyder gets set to send it to Murphy Grant. Snyder, an awful kick his first time, now puts another foot into it, another low kick. Bounds at the 30, gets a good roll up the field, though, and Grant's going to have to leave it alone. It's going to go all the way down to the QU 10-yard line.
There's Widmer there who came pretty close to blocking that punt. And they got a good roll on it.
Well, Ryan Snyder is getting the most out of 2 ugly punts.
It's got good roll on him.
2 minutes and 29 seconds left to play in the first half, and the Hawks down by the count of 22-14 will start 90 yards away. Keppel remains the Hawk quarterback, even though Dreisbach has been warming up. A 4-wide out set for Quincy University. Zabatka Colbert goes in motion, and Keppel will give it to Hiron Owens. Stumbles, gets past one tackler, turns upfield, gets over the 15, and that'll be about all. About a 5-yard pickup on 1st down by Hiron Owens. Quincy University doesn't appear to be in a big hurry here, John. The clock down to 2 minutes left in the half.
Well, you don't want to make any mistakes down here. You already had a safety on your last possession.
Dave Mendez into the ball game now at wideout, along with 3 others. Hiron Owens, the lone back in the backfield. Keppel to throw, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. It'll fall incomplete.
Pass was incomplete. It was tipped by number 92, Mark.
3rd down and 10. A minute and 47 seconds left to play until halftime. Coming up at halftime, we're expecting to talk with head coach Steve Hawkins of the Quincy University basketball team. And we will also get an update on the Quincy University soccer score from Lewis University. Play clock is down to 4. Keppel out of the gun. They go right back to the shotgun under a heavy rush. Keppel flicks out a screen pass to Crabtree, and he's got a lot of running room. Crabtree over the 20, the 25-yard line, and Crabtree will have a 1st down out to the 30.
It's a well-designed play by the Hawks. A lot of running room, good blocking. Unfortunately, it's coming back.
The officials will sort out a penalty marker, and a false start is called against QU.
I didn't see anybody move, did you? Maybe it was the formation in which they were lined up.
Well, I tell you, I may be wrong in this interpretation of the rules, but I always assumed that a false start meant the play was dead and they should have blown the whistles well before they even threw the screen pass. In any event, it's going to take the football back to the 10-yard line.
Could have been one of those penalties where a guy wasn't on the line of, the end on the line of scrimmage wasn't lined up properly.
1:25 left, and the clock begins to move again. 3rd down and 10 from the 10-yard line. And Keppel will hand it off to Crabtree, and Crabtree for a couple of yards, maybe about 4, gets out to about the 14-yard line. And the Warriors will call a timeout. You have a lot of confidence in your offense when you call a timeout thinking 1:15's plenty of time to score a touchdown, but they will get good field position. As Keppel will come back out on the punt, and he'll kick it to Moore, who'll stand set to receive at midfield.
Well, I think you'll probably see him try and go for the block here. Because if you do get it off, you're going to get a good field position off the return, so you might as well go for a block.
Keppel, following the timeout, will stand with his heels in his own end zone. Moore stands at the 50. And here we go. Good snap, and they are coming after the kick. Keppel gets it off. An end-over-end job. Moore will field it and drop it. The ball loose at the 50-yard line, and it goes out of bounds. Quincy University's Murphy Grant looks like he recovered it, but he couldn't recover it inbounds. And Winona State will have possession. That was nearly a big turnover.
Official ruled he didn't have possession of the ball going out of bounds. But there again, there's Murphy Grant. He's by far been the most valuable Hawk player today so far.
Grant has been everywhere. 2 interceptions. A good kickoff return that set Quincy University up with great field position. And nearly recovered a fumble there. 1:06 now left for Winona State. Backs are offset in the I, 1st down and 10 from the 50-yard line. Gadel pumps once right, now gives it on the end around to Trevor Narum, and he's got room. Shakes a tackle, heads to the sidelines, 45-40, now turns against the grain. He's inside the 30, inside the 25-yard line, and the ball pops loose, and it's still loose and recovered by the Warriors, but they'll say no fumble. Doesn't really matter now anyway. The Warriors recovered it anyhow. But there is a penalty flag resting back at the 46-yard line.
A holding penalty. That was a well-designed play.
And very well executed, except somebody grabbed a jersey.
And I didn't see where a hold on that play was really necessary, the way they had 4 blockers.
Quincy University about to get a big break via the penalty flag. Winona State, by the way, after this game, we talked about it, John, having a slow start and only 1 score in the first quarter. That came from Winona State. They put 2 touchdowns up on the board here in the second. On the season, they've been a very strong second quarter team. They've outscored their opponents 121-72 coming into this contest in the second set of 15.
So they pretty much followed their pattern of what they've done all year.
And that's been their only strong quarter. They've been outscored in every other period in the football game. 1st down and 15 now. Ball marked back at the 45-yard line. Gadel to throw, and he throws it out to the 45, incomplete. Intended for Jake Jansky, and Jansky had stumbled, then regained his footing and nearly had a reception. It bounced right off his shoulder pads, incomplete.
Good pressure from Shaden Widmer again, who drilled the quarterback right after the release. Didn't get there in time, but they let him know he was there.
27 seconds left in the half. 2nd down and 15 now from the 44-yard line. 22-14. Winona State with the lead in the football. Gadel drops straight back into the pocket now, is hit and lofts it up towards the near sidelines, incomplete. He barely got that one off. Joe Geist grabbed him from behind as he threw.
Well, it seems like we've said a lot today already, but we got another big third down play coming up.
This may be the longest that Winona State has had to go on third down, though. Backed up to a 3rd and 15. 23 seconds on the clock. One wide out to both sides of the formation. Backs are offset in the eye. Gadel drops straight back into the pocket, and he wants it all. And he's got a man wide open, but it's overthrown. What a break there. Jansky slipped behind the secondary and was wide open, but Gadel overthrew him by just a couple of steps, and it's 4th down.
The Hawks got a break there because he was running wide open just on a straight out and up pattern.
So the Hawks may have dodged the last bullet of the first half as Snyder comes on to kick it again. This is a much better punt. Drives Murphy Grant back to the 17. Grant over the 20. Shakes his way out to the 24-yard line. With 7 seconds remaining, the Hawks may just step to one knee, John.
Yeah, that would probably be the prudent thing to do in this situation, but you never know. They might opt to see if they could hit a long one.
They are 76 yards away. In all probability, they only have one play.
I think for the first half, you got to be happy with the effort you've seen from the Hawks. They've rebounded from last week's debacle.
Defensively, much better. Even though they've given up 22 points, it may seem hard to say that. Keppel is lined up in a shotgun formation. The Hawks may take a shot at the end zone or as close as they can get to it. And Keppel unloads, hit as he throws. He's looking towards Josh Breitbach, but it's incomplete. And Breitbach was bumped a little bit there in double coverage, but no flag will come down. And there's still 1 second left to play.
I think they thought maybe if they could get a call on that, but college is a little different. In the NFL, you don't get that pass interference mark where it happens. It's just a 15-yard penalty.
Keppel will go down under center now with 1 second left. The Hawks will not opt to take another shot at the end zone. Keppel will drop to one knee, and we've played one half of football from Quincy University Stadium. And our score at the intermission is Winona State University 22 and Quincy University 14. Stay tuned for our halftime show next. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Scott Inman along with John Potts welcoming you back to Quincy University Stadium. Our score as we head into the third quarter is Winona State 22, Quincy University 14. And the Hawks, I was saying at one point in the half, John, that it's hard to say the Hawks defense has played pretty well in the first half. Winona State is getting their yardage, they're getting their points, but at times the defense has stiffened, and that is the reason that it's still an 8-point game rather than much wider a margin.
Well, defense has made a few good series, made some good stops and some key plays.
Kickoff by Lawton is fielded at the 5, brought back up over the 10, and the returner changes directions and brings it over the 20, the 25, out to the 30, and turned away at the 32-yard line. Jamie Hutchinson on the return for Winona State, and the Warriors will start first down and 10 in pretty good field position. Jake Gadel back out on at quarterback. He was knocked out of the ball game last week in the second quarter. He was hit in the kidney and did not return, and backup quarterback Eric Preslowski, a freshman, had to be put in to the lineup in his place. He's under there calling the signals now on 1st and 10 from the 31, and the handoff goes to Narum, and Narum is dropped 2 yards back in the backfield. And that's Matt Brandt, returning in at tailback. But he loses a couple on first down, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 12. Well, Brandt, 131 yards per game. He's much below his average, but that's because he was out of the entire second quarter with an injury. But he's back now.
Maybe it was just cold.
That could be the case. Out of the offset eye, Gadel to throw in the pocket, steps up, and he throws over the middle, complete at the 40-yard line, and down to the 42-yard line goes Jake Jansky. And Jansky receives a 13-yard pass from Gadel, and that will move the sticks for Winona State, first down and 10. Brandt, by the way, talking about him, he is all over some Winona State records. Missed 7 games in 1995 due to an injured knee, but he's still closing in on third all-time rusher and the third all-time scorer in Winona State history. First down and 10 from the 42, and he gets the handoff. Shakes and bakes in the backfield and has his head torn off at the line of scrimmage, and then he falls forward and gets about a couple of yards, taken down by Dwayne Sharp. Murphy Grant came in and grabbed Brandt by the face mask, is according to the officials anyway. Or I thought that's what they were going to call. Actually, the flag that comes down is going to be against Winona State. Well, the fans were booing, and you heard that, saying that Grant just grabbed his helmet, never got a face mask, and that looked like what happened from here. And the officials agree. The flag not on Murphy Grant, but it's against the Warriors. A holding call will back them up.
That hold occurred on the near hash mark right in front of the Hawk bench. You could see all the players and coaches reacting to that. That was pretty obvious.
So now it's a first down and 20. Ball back at the 34-yard line. I formation for Winona State. And the fake play action. Gadel runs around, scrambling in the pocket, now gets some time and throws it out complete at the 47 to Moore. He shakes loose down the near sidelines, 35-30, and Moore gets down inside the Hawk 25-yard line to the 24.
Hawks put good pressure on Shane Whitmer once again. That elusive sack, he just can't get it, and turned it into a nice gain.
And how many times have we seen that? Gadel look like he's dead in the pocket, somehow be able to shake free and find an open receiver. He's got Winona State set up now, first down and 10 at the Quincy University 24-yard line. Backs are split in the backfield. Gadel will pump once and now give it on the end around to Brandt. Brandt to the 20, 15, 10, 5, stumbles into the end zone, touchdown Winona State.
Well, that was that same play we saw in the first half, only run to the right side instead of the left side, little fake like reverse, and broke it all the way for the touchdown. Good job of blocking up front.
And if you remember, John, that worked well in the first half, but it came back because of a penalty.
So they figured we'll try it again, we'll run it to the opposite side, and they get a touchdown out of it.
And the Warriors will go for 2. No, I'm sorry, they will not. It looked like they were lining up to go for 2, but instead Schmelze is on for a regular point after. There may be a fake, though, and they are going to fake it. Gadel's the holder, and now he steps up and wants to throw it. Under a heavy rush, he throws it up for grabs. It's deflected and will fall incomplete. A penalty marker comes down from the back judge, however, and we'll wait and see. This may be pass interference against Quincy. Well, it's pass interference, but it's against Winona State, so it will be declined. And the faked conversion attempted for 2 fails, and with 12:53 left to play in the third period, our score, Winona State 28, Quincy University 14. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio, WGEM. Scott Inman along with John Potts welcoming you back here to Quincy University Stadium. 12 minutes and 53 seconds left to play in the third period. And it didn't take long in the opening possession of the second half for Winona State to put another touchdown on the board. They lead by 2 scores now, 28-14. And Schmelze gets set to kick it away again, and he does. Grant will field it at the 13, up over the 15, the 20, 25-30, 35, Murphy's out to the 40, still has a head of blockers. He's over the 45-yard line, and Grant into Winona State territory down at the 48-yard line.
Another good kickoff return by Murphy Grant. That's his second one of the day. Second time he's got the ball back across midfield.
It's kind of a jumbled up mess to watch it on the field, watching a head of blockers just stay in front of him that closely knit, but it surrounds him in kind of a
It's kind of like a rugby play almost.
Yeah.
Just kind of gets in the middle and lets the tide carry you.
So here comes Matt Keppel back on. Still the quarterback, John Dreisbach nursing a sore right elbow. Keppel on play action, hit in the backfield, and he's going to go down back at the Hawk 48-yard line. Loss of about 4 yards on the play, and sacks have been a problem this afternoon. Keppel has been sacked a couple of times today.
He's just not getting enough time to throw it. Pretty much now at this point, I think Winona State's defensively is just ignoring the run, and they're just going to tee off on Keppel here for the rest of the afternoon because they know the Hawks are in a situation where they're going to have to throw the ball now.
Second down and about 14 now for Matt Keppel and the Hawks. He'll again work from under center. Manning split to the right and Breitbach to the left. The throw comes left, complete to Breitbach at the 43-yard line. That's a pickup of about 9 yards on the play. It'll bring up second and short. Some halftime numbers as the Hawks break the huddle. Warriors held to 79 rushing yards, 218 through the air, though. Hawks just 10 rushing yards. That is, of course, net because of the 5 sacks they've given up in this football game. 103 yards through the air. Keppel back into the pocket, rolls right now, throws back across the middle. It's complete at the 34-yard line to Dave Mendez. And Mendez downed right there, but he's got a Quincy University first down, and the chains will move. Mendez, his first catch as a Hawk.
Hawks got away with one there. One of the offensive linemen just literally tackled one of Winona State's defensive tackles and was right in front of the referee, and I was watching to see if he was going to go for his flag, and he made no effort to go at it at all.
Matt Keppel was 7 of 17 in the first half for 103 yards and a touchdown. His favorite receiver, Josh Breitbach, had 4 catches for 47 yards. Breitbach has 1 catch here in the second half, and now on 1st and 10 from the 34, flags will come down all over the place. Prior to the snap of the football, a false start against Quincy. Joe Moore for Winona State in the first half, 4 catches, 97 yards. Jake Gadel was 10 of 25. He did toss 2 interceptions to Murphy Grant, but 218 yards through the air. Trevor Narum, 8 carries for 42 yards in the first half. Matt Brandt held to just 37 yards on 10 carries, but of course he was out for almost the entire second quarter. Penalties. The Warriors were flagged 4 times for 30 yards. The Hawks 4 times for 33 yards. And time of possession very close. Out of the shotgun, Keppel sets up just inside the midfield stripe, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Dave Mendez. And Keppel again leveled as he gets the throw off. It'll be second down and 15. The ball marked at the Warrior 38-yard line.
I think Matt Keppel's going to have some aches and pains tomorrow. He's pretty much getting hit now on about every play.
Dave Mendez and Norm Meyer will come out split to the left along with Zabatka Culvert. Trips formation for Quincy University on second down and 15 from the 38. Keppel play action, throws the other way to Breitbach, complete at the 20, and Breitbach shakes loose down the far sidelines. 15, 10, 5, Hawk touchdown. And there it is, the 21st career touchdown for Josh Breitbach. He now becomes the all-time leading receiver in every category in Quincy University history.
Nice play, a nice throw, nice catch. Breitbach broke the tackle and pulled away and goes in for the touchdown. It's 21st of his career here.
38-yard strike from Keppel to Breitbach. And Abe Crum comes out on for the extra point that will close the gap to 1 touchdown.
94, Abe Crum.
Snapping the holder down, a kick on the through the uprights, it's good. 10 minutes and 24 seconds left to play in the third quarter, and our score, Quincy University now trails at 28-21. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Josh Breitbach has done it all in his Quincy University receiving career. Just caught his 21st career touchdown reception, pushing him into the record books in another category. Already this season, he became the all-time leading receiver with 123 catches coming into this game in his career. Add 6 to that, 129 career receptions and 21 touchdowns. As Lawton kicks off, fielded by an up back at the 15. He'll bring it over the 20, a flag's down, 25-30, 35-40 down the far sidelines. He's clipped out of bounds at the 48-yard line, but this return may be coming back.
Looks like we got another illegal block from behind on the kick return.
That was a very interesting play call to note as well. You may remember we said it was a trips formation, and Breitbach was the lone receiver on the other side of the formation, and Matt Keffel chose to go to that side where there were fewer defensive backs. He had a one-on-one man situation, and Breitbach slipped past the defender on a slant, caught it, and then went the remaining 20 yards, a 38-yard touchdown play. Holding is the call against the Warriors.
Winona State's starting to hurt themselves with some penalties here. They've lost field position a couple times here with bad penalties. See if the Hawks can take advantage. They've got them. This is some of the worst starting field position Winona State's had in a long time.
The line of scrimmage will become the 26-yard line. It's first down and 10 there. Jake Gadel, the quarterback, he's got an I formation behind him. Pitchback goes to Brandt, and Brandt gives it on the reverse to Jansky. Jansky up over the 25 to 30, 35, 40, and Jansky written down at the 42-yard line. An 18-yard pickup. And the sticks move for Winona State. Jansky has been implemented into this game plan a little bit more than maybe he has been on the season. He's a backup receiver listed as the number 2 guy behind Joe Moore, but actually coming into the game had more receptions than Moore did. Had 25. Does have 3 touchdowns on the season. First and 10 from the 42. Gadel to throw. Gadel throws over the middle, and it is incomplete, bobbled and dropped by Moore, and Joe Moore was open on the play. Second down.
Joe Moore hurt the Hawks pretty much all day, but that one got out of his hands. That's one of the few times they've stopped him today. Actually stopped himself.
Second down and 10, ball marked at the 42-yard line. 9:41 left in the third quarter. And Winona State leads by a touchdown, 28-21. One setback formation, Gadel to throw, and he is hammered and lets it go as Shane Whitmer got to him and really should get credited with a sack. Gadel does get the throwaway, but now flag comes down, and for the first time we're going to get intentional grounding against Winona State's quarterback. 5 yards and a loss of down now, and they'll move it back to the 37-yard line. Actually, this is from the spot of the foul. I'm sorry. So they'll mark it down from the 32 is where they'll mark off the 5 yards. This is a very costly penalty. Always is, and it will go back to the 28-yard line where it's going to be third down and about 24.
Under Collins scoring rules, I believe that Widmer should be. So that would be the record breaker.
We'll see on the official scoring. Backs offset in the eye. Gadel to throw on third down and a long way to go. And he gives it on the end around now to Brandt. He's up over the 30, 35, 40. Shakes loose up the near sidelines over midfield. And Brandt goes all the way inside the Hawk 40 down to the 38-yard line. And unbelievably, he got a first down.
Hawks have just been getting killed here in the last 10 minutes on that little misdirection, little handoff play. And just been, the running backs have had 3-4 blockers out in front of them leading the play and been no match for the defense.
Football resting on the Quincy University 38-yard line. First down and 10 for Winona State. Early third quarter, and it's 28-21. Winona State on top. Gadel out of the eye, gives it to the fullback this time, and he's got a big hole inside the 35, inside the 30, down to the 24-yard line. Goes Ty Warner. That unofficially is the first carry of the afternoon for Ty Warner. And he got 11 yards, and that is more yards than he had on the year coming into this contest. In 1996, he had 2 carries for 9 yards.
Looked like Kurt Warner on that play.
First down and 10 from the Hawk 24, and they give it to Warner again. Warner straight ahead off left side, and he gets down to the 20-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards. And all of a sudden, this high-powered passing offense of the Winona State Warriors has become the ground game. QU will call a timeout now, and there's a pause in the action. 8:23 left in the third, 28-21 Winona State. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio, WGEM. Sorry about that mic check cutting out, but when it does, just keep talking because you're still in there just really low.
Okay.
Quincy University calls a timeout now with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third quarter. They are trailing Winona State 28-21. It's a second down and 6 coming up. Ball marked just outside the Hawk 20-yard line, and on that intentional grounding call whistled against quarterback Jake Gadel moments ago, the official word is that Shane Widmer does get credit for that sack for Quincy University, and John becomes the all-time leading sack artist in Quincy University history with that sack. On 2nd and 6, fake to the fullback, handoff Brandt left side. Brandt down close to the first down yard marker. He's going to be dropped about a yard shy of it at the 16-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and 1. Well, Brandt's come back on after missing the second quarter due to, quote, unquote, an injury, and the mystery illness has left his body, and now he's running rampant here in the second half. It'll be 3rd and a long yard, about 2 actually. Ball marked at the 16-yard line. Gadel calls the signals and gives it to Brandt. Brandt has the first down as he shakes his way down to the 12-yard line. And now Winona State is just playing the power game, rather than the finesse game they were playing in the first half. Chain gang a little bit delayed in getting set now. The Warriors already out of the huddle. First down and 10 from Quincy's 12-yard line now. Gadel back into the pocket, gives it on the draw to Brandt. Brandt misses one tackler in the backfield and finds his way out to the 10-yard line. Only a couple on the play. Demetrius Dixon and Cliff Frugier bounced up there to make the stop. Steve Irvin had penetrated through the line and had an early chance to bring down Brandt in the backfield, but missed.
Cliff Rouget's played a pretty strong game today for the Hawks from his linebacking position. He's in on that tackle.
I think a very strong game. Ball is on the 10-yard line. Hawks defense trying to step up and stop a drive. It's 2nd down and 8. 28-21, Winona State, midway through this third quarter. Gadel on play action, going to be sacked in the backfield, back outside the 20-yard line. And that time, Steve Irvin didn't miss. Irvin with the sack. And it's 3rd and long.
It's a big play on 2nd and 10, setting up a 3rd and 20. Good job by Steve Irvin getting in there with the sack.
That's a loss of 11 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 20 from the 22-yard line. Gadel to throw. He throws it towards the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. 4th down and 20. Looking for Joe Moore on the fade route, and he overthrew him. Moore dove for it, but couldn't come up with the football. So now, if you're Tom Sawyer, and I'm talking about the coach Tom Sawyer, what do you do? They're going to go for it. 4th down and 20 from the 22-yard line of QU. Gadel will throw for it. Same play. Fade pattern towards the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Again, he was looking for more, and again, Demetrius Dixon with excellent coverage on the play, and the Hawks take over.
Thought they'd come back and try that play one more time. They thought they probably should have hit it the play before, and good coverage over there by Demetrius Dixon both times.
So Hawks return on offense now. Last offensive possession, their first of the third period, resulted in a 38-yard touchdown pass from Matt Keppel to Josh Breitbach. And now, this possession could result in a tie. 1st down and 10 from the 22-yard line. Keppel to roll out left, and he lofts it up, and it's intercepted at the 37. Brought back up over the 30, the 25, and now he reverses his field. He's inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and finally he'll be ridden down by an offensive lineman at the 5-yard line. Center Dave Kotarski brings down Trinan, or it would have been a touchdown.
Pass was just a bit underthrown. He had Norm Meyer out there and tried to get it over, drop it over the defender's head, and then he got a good run back and took it back to the 5-yard line. So that was a bad break for the Hawks there.
3rd interception of the year for Mac Trinan. And that may be his longest return of an interception. His previous long had been 30 yards this year. 1st and goal now from the 6-yard line, and Gadel rolling left. He's going to keep it all the way, and Gadel, hit hard at the 2-yard line. And Gadel is going to pop right back up, though, unharmed. Trinan returned that interception, unofficially 31 yards, and that would be his longest interception return of the year.
And once again, you're asking the Hawks defense to come up with a big play here and try and stop them. They did it before on the previous series and then come out for one play, the interception. They're right back in there.
2nd down and goal, ball marked at the 2-yard line. 5:05 left to play in the third quarter. Gadel, pitch back to Brandt. He'll head towards the pylon. He's got to beat Chris Bailey, and Bailey bumps him out of bounds at the 2. And Bailey is fired up.
Good job by the Hawks defense. They strung that run out all the way, forced it to the outside.
It's 3rd down and goal for the Warriors.
You got to wonder on 3rd and goal here if they might try to throw another one of those fade patterns to Moore that they've tried several times here.
Well, the Hawks trying to bail their offense out. Third down and goal from the 2-yard line. Gadel hands it off to Brandt, and Brandt into the end zone for a Winona State score. 2-yard touchdown run by Brandt, his second of the quarter, his second of the game as well. And Winona State makes Quincy University pay for their only turnover of the football game.
That was a bad break there for the Hawks. You can kind of see some of the momentum go out of the sails there on the sideline, so they'll have to, down by 2 touchdowns again, and have to get it back again.
Smelty for the point after. The snap of the holder down, the kick blocked again, and the ball live at the 5-yard line. Quincy University will pick it up and be down there. That's the second extra point of the game. Blocked coming into this contest. Smelty was 6 of 8 in PATs, but he's missed 2 today.
That was just a bad kick there. That was, I don't think that one got very high off the ground at all.
So with 4 minutes and 51 seconds left to play in the third quarter, our score, Winona State 34, Quincy University 21. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. The very elusive Murphy Grant, another pretty good kickoff return as he brings it from the 25 all the way out to the 38-yard line. And the Hawks will have pretty good field position, finding themselves again down by 2 scores. Well, they've done a good job of narrowing it down to 1 touchdown, but they just can't tie it back up. The last time this game was tied was when it was at 14 in the second quarter. Warriors led 22-14 at halftime. They lead at 34-21 now. Keppel back in at quarterback again, gives it on the draw to Hiron Owens straight ahead, and Owens is stood up and driven backwards. Hiron may have gotten a yard. They do give Owens a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ball at the 40. Owens actually got about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Trips formation for the Hawks, and Josh Breitbach is the lone setback on the right side of the formation. Now Crabtree goes in motion. Nobody's behind Keppel, and Keppel on a quarterback draw. Keppel over the 45 makes one player miss, and then he's going to be stood up and taken down at the 47. About 7 yards on the play for quarterback Matt Keppel.
There's a flag on the play, though.
Yes, there is, and this one may be on its way back. But another good play call by Coach Ron Taylor and the Quincy University Hawks. They get that trips formation going to the left side, and that makes the Winona State defense be forced to cover those 3 receivers, and that takes out a lot of the defenders. And they used the right side of the field the last time they had the trips out, and this time they used the middle of the field, but one of the offensive linemen will get nailed for a hold. And the play on its way back all the way to the 31-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 17 now, as Keppel brings the play in from across the way. 3.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. And the Hawks trail 34-21. Trips again. Keppel this time works from the gun. Takes the snap, looks towards the left side of the formation, steps up, fires it out, overthrew Manning, and it's picked off at the 48. Down the near sidelines, 40. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, touchdown, Winona State University. Mike Masiska with his first interception of the year, and he returns it for a score.
Just an overthrown pass and good return. The run back, I thought the Hawks kind of had him man pinned in on the sideline down there on the return, but nifty bit of running, and that one really hurt.
Matt Keppel frustrated with himself as he steps to the sidelines. After an error-free first half, he has thrown 2 interceptions in 2 consecutive series for Quincy University. And Winona State wants to go for 2 again. Gadel drops back the pass for it. Widmer puts on the heavy rush, and the pass over the middle is into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. That went through 2 Quincy University defenders' hands and somehow found the paws of tight end David Olson. So with 3:06 left to play in the third, our score now reads Winona State 42, Quincy University 21. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM.
Kicking off for the Warriors is number 12, Scott Spelby. Saving for the Hawks, number 4, Murphy Grant, and number 34, Blake Lawmaker.
Scott Inman joined by John Potts this afternoon from Quincy University Stadium, where the Winona State Warriors have unloaded here in the third quarter and broken open what was once a close game. They are on top 42-21 following a 53-yard interception return for a touchdown by Mike Masiska, a 2-point conversion completion from Gadel to Olson, and it's 42-21. Low kick fielded on a hop by Murphy Grant. He'll bring it up over the 30, and Murphy buried at the 34-yard line. So Quincy University will start there. A very active third quarter full of Winona scores. In fact, they have scored 3 touchdowns in this quarter, and there's still 3:01 left to play in it.
Both their touchdowns were set up by their defense because of the interceptions on the underthrown balls. So, we talked early in the game, we expected a shootout, but whichever team could come up with the big plays defensively would probably win. And so far, Winona's the team that's done that.
After the interceptions thrown by Keppel, Quincy University brings John Dreisbach off the bench, sore elbow and all. And Dreisbach going to come right out of the gates throwing. He throws it over the head and out of bounds. Dave Mendez, the intended receiver on the near sidelines, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Well, the Hawks came from behind to tie it at 14 in the second quarter. Then Winona State opened up a 22-14 halftime lead. Made it 28-14 early in the third quarter. Hawks came back to make it a 28-21 game, but then 2 straight scores have really opened it up. Now a timeout is called by Quincy University. All sorts of confusion offensively for the Hawks. We'll pause. 2:57 left in the third. This is Hawk Football on Sports Radio WGEM. Hey, Jeff, do you have a soccer score? 1-1. 1-1? Yep. Are they in overtime?
Second half. 1-1.
It couldn't be second half.
Report from the Great Lakes Valley Conference Hawks semifinal game. That game is tied 1-1 in the second half.
You sure it's not overtime, Jeff? Scott Inman, John Potts back at Quincy University Stadium. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Quincy University's offense faced with a 2nd down and 10 from their own 34-yard line, and they called a timeout just moments ago. And now they'll line up in the trips formation. This time the trips are lined up to the right, and John Dreisbach in at quarterback from the shotgun. Takes the snap under a heavy rush, throws it out incomplete. Overthrew Zabatka Colbert. Colbert got some hands on it, but could not haul it in.
Colbert brings up 3rd down for the Hawks.
3rd down and 10.
Looks like the wind's kind of changed directions from the way it was early in the first half. It was blowing to the north. Now it appears to be blowing to the south. It's with the Hawks have the wind at their back right now.
Third down and 10 for Quincy University. Trips again to the right from the 34. Shotgun for Dreisbach. He takes the snap, rolls right, and will not be able to avoid the rush. He'll go down at the 24-yard line
Tackle made by number 92.
in the arms of Mac Karkoff. And it's 4th and long, bringing up a punting situation for Quincy. Matt Keppel comes back out on to punt it away. 2 men back deep to return for Winona State. Flag comes down as Keppel puts an end-over-end kick on its way. Bounds at the 40, gets by the return man. Now he catches up with it at the 25 and looks to return it. Back up over the 30, 35. Now he's out in front. 45, 50, 45, and knocked down at the 40 by Keppel.
Nice job by Keppel saving a touchdown there.
And the indication on the penalty flag is a false start against the Hawks. So it looks like the Warriors will be able to maintain their excellent field position inside the QU 40, 1st and 10.
This is where the Hawks need to reach down because this could kind of turn ugly in a hurry here, especially if Winona scores on this possession, so they need a stop.
Jake Gadel under center, trips now to the left for Winona State. Gadel will not get to throw to him, though, as he'll be sacked in the backfield, ridden down by Joe Geist. And Geist will ride Gadel all the way back inside Winona State territory, but forward progress is going to leave him at the 48-yard line. It's still a loss of 9 on the play.
Good job by Geist on that play. Broke through the line unimpeded, got the sack.
2nd down and 19 now. Gadel drops straight back into the pocket, flicks a screen pass out, complete at the 48 to Brandt. Brandt up the near sidelines, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and Brandt finally ridden down at the 6-yard line. So much for the sack stopping Winona State today.
Seems like, especially in the second half and towards late in the second quarter, Winona's pretty much been able to do almost whatever they wanted to offensively now. They always seem that some of the plays they've got 3-4 blockers leading, and that's always going to lead to some huge gains.
A 42-yard screen pass play from Jake Gadel to Matt Brandt.